Today we're going to destroy Carthage, and to do that we're going to unbox this Afghanistan to Middle East two-story houses set from Renedra. Now, this is a set that came out towards the end of 2020 last year, and if there was anything good that came out of 2020, it was indeed the release of this awesome box set. Because not only do you get one two-story building, you get three in one box. And I'd love to tell you guys how much it was worth, or rather how much I paid to get it from the Renedra site, but for some reason renedra.co.uk is not opening for me. I'm blocked, and sometimes that happens here in Canada. I don't know why I can't access UK or EU sites sometimes. So I don't know, but in any case, this newer set with three whole buildings in it is a much better value than, and I'll show you here because I have it, than their original mud brick house. And I mean, when you look at the prices online and take it out, look at yourself, you'll see that this house alone with its accessories is worth a lot more than these simple structures, these two-story buildings they've got set up there. Then just, yeah, there's just more money to get that single house than it is to get these newer ones. I have no idea why I can't access the website. This box set is a good deal. I don't remember how much I paid, but for the amount of stuff you're going to get in it, and you'll see when I unbox it here, it's a pretty good deal. So we'll look at it in a moment. But before we do that, the reason I got this, and I'm going to put a bit of a showcase session in this unboxing today is I'm not only working on ancients and Rome and Carthage and all that, as you see in the other Hail Caesar walkthrough videos I do, but I do some World War II stuff. I got some Bersaglieri here, the Italian elites. They usually are seen running in parades or riding motorbikes. I have yet to do the motorbikes. But the whole point to get these kind of Middle Eastern mud brick houses is just so that I can have something to field skirmish forces in. This is my bolt action stuff here, a bunch of infantrymen. I've got the different assault guns there, a tank, small ones, armored vehicle. I've got a bunch of stuff I'm working on. I just want to show you guys briefly what's done here. So it's not just all been about ancients and stuff like that, but I do have plans to use this kind of terrain that I'm unboxing today in other videos and other sources. That's not just ancients or Hail Caesar. This box also puts Afghanistan to Middle East two-story houses, and I think it was a good chance for them to do that because they get to show off Perry's plastics down here. These are some Perry's Afghan Tribesmen, and these are the, I think it's Afghanistan British linemen there. So it's a good combination to put Perry's plastics and their models on the cover of their photo there because, or the cover of their box set there, because they can of course advertise them. And even before this set came in, I was looking at some of the news and some of the Perry models, and I ended up buying just a sprue of them. But just to show you off some other projects I'm interested in, is I do have a sprue of these Perry Afghan Tribesmen done up, and they look like fairly easy. I don't know how well you can see them here with the light reflecting off the desert there, but they look like they're very easy to paint because there's not a whole lot of detail to them, like equipment wise. It's Perry. Well, there's one gripping beast conversion guy. I just ignore him for now. But there's Perry stuff in here, and Perry stuff is typically really good fun to paint. I think this is easy to put together as well compared to some of their other stuff. Their knights from the Agincourt and their infantrymen and War of the Roses plastics. I find them a little more tricky to put together, where these guys I put together relatively quick. Got the mold lines off and throw them together. So I won't be surprised if I end up buying a bunch of boxes of these guys after I get just the sprue done. I get the sprue just to paint it up to see if I like it or not. And then that means that this kind of terrain will work perfectly with, of course, the Afghan versus the British in the Anglo-Afghan wars that they had. Just before we unbox that, you can see here that I do have stuff ready. I have been preparing because I do like the desert. I do like battles in anywhere from Libya up to the southwest point of Afghanistan. I say the southwest point of Afghanistan because Afghanistan's a lot of mountainous and rocky terrain. I wouldn't classify it as typical, like, you know, stereotypical sand deserts. It's more like a mix of rocky mountainous terrain and then some part is desert. So in any case though, I have a whole bunch of cool terrain done up here that I've done last year, and it's just ruins for now for bolt action and rubble. I've got a big old tower that I'm not sure I'm going to use or not yet. But just to give you guys an idea of other things I've been working on that'll show up on this channel. Yeah, I got interest in the Middle Eastern conflicts and the North African conflicts that have gone on in the world. And of course, if I do get into these guys, not only will this terrain come into hand, this stuff will also be very handy. I just realized my speaking there was a little off. So anyway, we're gonna open this right up here, and we'll just look at the box here. So if you wanted to get like the little merchant booth tarp or the I forget the name of that, but the dome top on that house, you have to actually buy stuff separate. So in my opinion, the original mud brick house is kind of an expensive set because you buy the most basic part, which is basically this, and they got like, I think there's like a couple jugs or something extra, but value-wise, to get this kind of look from Renedra, you had to pay more to get it. So in this box, however, I'll just show you the back art here quickly. You just get 3 basic buildings, and from what I've seen, they're pretty detailed and stuff on site, for what I've seen online anyway. Now I'm going to actually open it myself here and take a look with you guys. So let's get right into it. Let's pop this sucker open. Okay, let's open her. There's no plastic wrapping when it came. I haven't yet opened this, so all new to me. Let's see what we got. Alright, they give you an instruction book, and it's not a book at all. It is a very simple, let's clear up the camera here. It is a very simple pamphlet of some sort. On the back here it tells you very basically how to build. I don't know how more basic you can be when putting together square structures. But you can see that it comes with some nice things. You get some ladders. Ladders are very well welcome because you can use them in all sorts of situations. You get roof. It says it has carpets. There's carpets on the roofs in that list there, so we'll see what they look like soon. But yeah, it looks like it's already more intricate than it was with the original mud brick house. Not a whole lot they put inside. I can show you here. There's nothing inside, eh? It's just flat and there's nothing exciting. You just make it a mud brick house. You'd have to work on it yourself if you want to actually add anything. So anyway, the first 2 sprues that I see here opening it up are duplicates. And let's just let's turn the camera there. Look at that, they have carpets built right on the floors. So I'm assuming that this is going to be a 2nd story with a ladder inside. And you pop up the ladder hole there and you can interact with the terrain there. You get some doors, a trap door. The ladder's really nice. It looks like it's an awesome scale for 28 millimeters. It doesn't look too big, not too small. That's what I expect from that. There's 2 trap doors here. Let's check the other side. Okay, and these just look like wood beams. So I imagine that when you're building, you can check the instructions I just showed you there, but this would be a higher floor, and then underneath you actually have the detail of the roof, right? Whereas unlike before in the old building, it's just flat. So you just have basically a building that you can't actually interact with. Let's keep popping open some sprues because these are identical. Oh, we get a 3rd one, which makes sense because if they're building 3 houses into one kit, you might as well make them identical in that way. You're gonna have to paint some carpets. I should also point out that I see some other things on here. I have to look up what this is. Is this a couch? I don't know. It's probably some steps or something. And I'm sure they'll just tell me right in the instructions here instead of guessing what it is. It is, it's a sofa. So you get 3 sofas in this kit. That's awesome. You know, your soldiers don't just have to stand at the window and shoot at things. They can take a rest and they can take a break. So you get 3 of those sprues, which help you set up kind of the floors of the buildings. I imagine some of these will be similar. We'll just pull them out and see. This looks like it's just the face of one of the buildings. And I'm going to say that these are all going to be different heights because all 3 buildings are different sizes. Actually, you get 2 the same here. Okay. Maybe there's different facings. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's take a look. Oh, they're not the same height. See? They actually do vary in height. I think you can see that. So far these do vary in height, but it's basically the same structure cutout, I guess. Or is it a front and back? That might be it too. Maybe Because some of these look like they're the same height, so I'm assuming that there's a front door and a back door, and they're just basically clones of each other. That would probably make the most sense. Here's another building face. A little different from this one, a little more detail with the damaged stucco with the brick sticking out. And we're going to look at the last one here. Look at that. So you basically get two of each, and you're getting a front and a back door. So there's, to me, that makes sense for wargaming. I was kind of expecting it to be more like you have a front and then the back is completely concealed. But for wargaming and just having scenarios in general, it might be fun to have a front and back door. So to show you all of these sprues here, you're basically getting 6 different, well, there's 3 of the same sprues, and you bake one building between the different sprues. Very basic, glue them together with the 3 floor sets there, with this probably being the 2nd floor, and that being the top of the building. I mean, I guess you could put the carpets on the top floor if you really wanted to. I don't know if they do that. The pictures and the examples don't display it. But yeah, I would assume that's the inside of the house, not so much the base floor of it. And there's no, what do you call it? There's no ground floor at all that I see here. It's all going to be, you have your ground, which I guess will be sand or whatever you want to put down. And then the 2nd floor is going to be your carpeted place, and then they got a roof on top of that. And yeah, just looking back at the instructions, that is basically it, where you're connecting it, basically a front side, just basically the lower level floor on it, and then connecting the same thing and then putting the back door on. It's all right there. And you glue the roof. It says do not glue the roof on top, simply place. So that's telling me that, okay, so I guess the idea here is that they want to not let you have access to the main floor, and you can pop off this roof without gluing it on to access the 2nd floor, and then you just kind of ignore the bottom floor, right? I think that's all right if you're just doing some guys in the building and they don't have to actually interact, like, you know, you've got units who've taken a building. It's probably fine in just the 2nd floor and then putting guys on the roof. I'm not sure if I will build the 1st floor, but I might see. I have seen on Facebook a fellow named Dickie Boyd, who's a great modelist, a great hobbyist, does a lot of work all over the place, fantasy, historics, you name it. He has a setup where he has taken these houses here and put magnets on the sides, and you can actually open it up so you can access all the floors inside, not just the 2nd story, but also access the 1st story. So look up Dickie Boyd on social media, Dickie Boyd Builds, and he has some instructions somewhere in there that can tell you how to set that up. I might actually imitate his method and build based on that, because I think that's a great idea. Alright, that is the unboxing of this Afghanistan Middle East 2-story house from Renedra. It's a cool kit. It's very basic. It's simple to put together by the looks of it, and if you need some sort of desert terrain from Afghanistan to the Middle East, these are your boys. So that is my unboxing and look at the Afghanistan to Middle East 2-story houses box set from Renedra. If you don't want all 3 of these houses, I do believe there's options to get them individually based on the different sizes. You just have to check out the website if it works for you. Like I said, for some reason I can't access it right now, but whatever. Or you can also get the mud brick house, which is separate from these ones. I think this is such a great deal to get all 3 of these houses in one, and for the value you get in there, and the use out of it is really good and all that. Before I close today, I finished my Hail Caesar walkthrough in the last video, and I'm going to start getting into some other type of walkthrough. Clash of Spears here. Now, Clash of Spears I've talked about and had a little look through on this channel before. It's a popular, newer skirmish game for ancients, as you can obviously see there. Now, they've done a lot of work in this. They keep adding stuff. There's now solo adventures you can access now, and I think they're probably testing out new eras that they can do, adding new armies and stuff like that. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to maybe go through this game like I did the Hail Caesar walkthrough book. I might not go in as detailed as I did because that took a lot of time and that took a lot of effort to do. Not to say that I won't put in the effort, But I think maybe it's better if I need to flesh out the rules for myself, learn the game, and then maybe do some solo campaigns and kind of do a solo game with my Romans versus my Samnites I've been doing, just to show you guys how the game plays through. So in the future, I think that's what I'll do with some more walkthrough videos. Just start with Clash of Spears and just go through some different games and see how that pans out. So that's it for now. We'll do more unboxings, we'll do Clash of Spears walkthrough, and we will put whatever else we feel like on this channel. As long as we are one step closer to destroying Carthage, all is well. So thank you all. Carthage must be destroyed. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.